evening, everybody. It's just after 7 on a Monday night, and it's time to go wild. Welcome to the Time to Go Wild radio show here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. We are also live across the internet on ws.hcr923fm.com/listen and on TuneIn. You can contact the show, radio@widnesworld.co.uk, and via Facebook and Twitter.com/ttgw radio. You can contact us by telephone 01928 835 291 and by text 07716 672 874. Start your messages with TTGW. All messages charged at your standard network rate. I hope you're ready. It's time to go wild. By heck, you made it on time then, Doug.
I did. Skin of the teeth, mate. Skin of the teeth.
You were stuck in traffic, weren't you?
Oh, and 3/4 of an hour.
How long did it how far did you get in that? How far in 3/4 of an hour did you manage to get?
2 miles.
Oh, crumbs. Welcome, everyone. Time to go wild radio here on Halton Community Radio 92.3 FM. Don't forget, you can contact us through all the bits that we just said. And, of course, you can text us. Please text us your thoughts and feelings about the last weekend. 07716 672 874. Your texts are charged at standard network rate. Start your text with TTGW. That way we know the texts are coming through to the station for this show. And, well, we'll talk about the weekend after I do the usual, I think, shall I?
You're going to play the funeral march before we do the weekend?
No, don't play that one. We're going to play this instead. Time for the classified roundup of the results across the Elite Ice Hockey League and the NIHL Division 1 North Morley and Division 2 North Laidler for the last week. Starting in the Elite Ice Hockey League Challenge Cup from Saturday the 25th of November, Manchester Storm 5, Nottingham Panthers 3. Moving to Saturday in the Elite Ice Hockey League, Coventry Blaze 4, Belfast Giants 5 after overtime, Dundee Stars 0, Guildford Flames 5, Milton Keynes Lightning 7, Sheffield Steelers 2, Braehead Clan 8, Edinburgh Capitals 2, Fife Flyers 3, Cardiff Devils 4. Moving to Sunday the 26th of November in the Elite Ice Hockey League, Nottingham Panthers 4, Fife Flyers 5 after overtime, Sheffield Steelers 3, Coventry Blaze 1, Cardiff Devils 3, Belfast Giants 4 after a shootout, Edinburgh Capitals 5, Dundee Stars 3, Guildford Flames 7, Milton Keynes Lightning 3. Moving to the NIHL Division 1 North Morley for Saturday the 25th of November, Whitley Warriors 11, Dragons D1 2, Solway Sharks 15, Nottingham Lions 0. And for D1 North Morley for Sunday the 26th of November, Hull Pirates 6, Sheffield Steel Dogs 4, Dragons D1 7, Nottingham Lions 5, Telford Tigers D1 7, Whitley Warriors 0. Now to NIHL Division 2 North Laidler from Saturday the 25th of November, Sheffield Senators 3, Widnes Wild 2, Bradford Bulldogs 2, Coventry Blaze NIHL 3 after overtime, Hull Jets 5, Telford Tigers D2 4, Blackburn Hawks D2 0, Sutton Sting 9. And for Sunday the 26th of November, Sutton Sting 3, Telford Tigers D2 4, Altrincham Aces 4, Sheffield Senators 6, and Widnes Wild 6, Widnes Wild 4, Hull Jets 6. And that's the roundup of the scores across the Elite Ice Hockey League and the NIHL Division 1 North Morley and Division 2 North Laidler for the last week. We'll bring you more as they happen, as we get them. This time next week, here on Time to Go Wild Radio. And after the match, we caught up with a couple of people, and here are their thoughts.
Wild Radio, catching up with Hull Jets coach Andy Dainty. Thanks for joining us, Andy.
That's no worries, thank you very much. A bit of a chaotic night, but it's been great. It's been good.
Well, yeah, the Jets are really on a roll, aren't they?
They're doing superb, Paul. They're playing some really decent hockey. They're playing the way I want them to play, and they're not surprising me. This is probably the best Jets team we had, and to come here in Widnes and win, it's just unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. I'm ecstatic, actually ecstatic.
I can believe we'll almost float back over the M60.
I think we will, pal. I think we certainly will. It's been a hard game. They're a good side, Widnes, very, very strong. Very, very difficult to beat in their own ring. Very combined in here, and it's a struggle. But we've got some good skaters, got some fast skaters, and they're playing the way they want them to play now. So it's good. It's all coming together, and the league's getting really, really hard now.
Yeah, you've had a rough couple of seasons bringing the team together again, and you've now picked up Kieran Beach again for the remainder of the season.
Beach was a massive, massive coup for us. He was getting no ice time with the Pirates. He went away, said he wanted to try it. As you know, we always give him the best of wishes when he went and tried it. It didn't happen. He's come back and he's absolutely loving it again. He's back playing his ice time, and he's just a phenomenal player. Him and Mick Jagger and Jay and the second line, the third, all the lads have just combined tonight. The D's have been really strong, and Bowater in goal. He's just a rock in there. So it's brilliant. It's just absolutely brilliant.
In that first period, was a real boost for the Jets there, taking the lead, and then Widnes coming back. It was a bit of a swingometer game, really.
The first period we didn't allow them to skate again. We allowed no teams to skate, and the second period we allowed them all to skate. And the Ollie Barron line, that is probably one of the best lines I've seen. And we allowed them to skate in the second period. That was the difference. Then the third period, it was all different. It was just totally different. It was a good game. It was end to end. Anybody could have won, but I'm just glad we put 2 points.
Well, we'll be over in Hull next to no time to see you over in your barn. We're looking forward to that game.
Definitely, and hopefully another 2 points for the Jets.
Well, anyway, all the best for the rest of the season. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, mate. Take care. Thank you.
Cheers. Time to Go Wild Radio. We've managed to catch up with Sean Dipnell. Well, Sean, not quite the result we were wanting tonight, was it?
No, I mean, both games this weekend, we've started slow in the first period and made it really hard for ourselves. So we battled back, but then we didn't have enough in the third to get the points.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but, every team has a slight slump, but there'll be a pick-up, of course.
Yeah, we've got a week off next weekend and 2 weeks at training, so hopefully we can figure things back out.
So it must be a bit, strange but nice in some ways being back with the Wild.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to be back with all my old friends and stuff, but I think I'm a bit of a bad omen at the minute. We seem to have not been playing as well since I come back.
But we're looking forward to the next couple of games anyway. I mean, every team has its day, and this was probably the first win the Jets have had against Widnes for a while, isn't it?
Yeah, for as long as I've played, I don't think they've beat us. So fingers crossed we'll get them next time we play them.
Well, we're just going to wish you all well, and you're going to be all ready for Bradford, isn't it, for the next home game?
Okay, thank you.
Right, cheers.
Can't catch us in the car?
Download the TuneIn app
Or log on at hcr923fm.com.
Contact the studio on 01928 835 291.
So they were the thoughts of Andy Dainty and Sean Dipnell after the match. Didn't quite go to plan for the guys this weekend, did it?
No, mirror image both games, really.
Yeah. Well, I mean, putting the neutrals hat on, it was I must admit, Hull were passing, moving, especially because they're used to bigger ice. They were moving around really well, controlling the game. That first period, I thought initially it was a sort of a turning point when Hull scored, because Wild were really, compounding onto the Jets' net, and then next thing we knew, Jets scored at about 12 minutes in and sort of really swung the game in their favour.
Yeah, floodgates opened for them, didn't it?
Yeah, 2 goals in just over 2 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, Kieran Beach proved his worth there. Where are we? Kieran Beach, 3+1. So, yeah, he was really on fire in that game. So it says 3+1, but yes, it is 3+1. I'm confusing myself. I'm used to Kieran wearing the number 40 jersey, and this season he's wearing the number 10 jersey for the Jets. So I'm looking at the game sheet and getting confused. But Jets managed to convert on the power play. They were 3 for 5 on their power play, and
we gave away some silly penalties.
It happens. It's one of those things, and
it's
frustrations happen in games.
They didn't concede one penalty all night.
That was unusual. It is unusual, but it happens. It's one of those things that can happen in a match where a team doesn't concede a penalty. There were there were some points of contention, but I mean, it buoys the fans up. It gets the noise going in the rink, doesn't it?
Oh yes, I mean we came back into it with Ollie's first goal.
Oh, that was an absolute screamer. Those people who do want to relive it, there are some absolute fantastic goals, and they're all featured on the highlight reel, which is online now. Went up live last night. So, and one goal, both you and I thought it was Simon that scored it, and I think Pav thought it was scored by Simon.
I'm sorry, Simon scored it. It's got to be Simon's goal because he's such a nice fella.
Aye.
And Pab's reaction when he thought he scored it was he jumped in his arms. It was just like,
come to daddy sort of thing. I thought Pab was going to take off, and I mean, looking at the table for the NIHL Division 2 at the moment, it's looking very sort of, well, when you actually look, it's only 7 so where are we, 9 points between 6th till 1st.
Oh, we turning a negative into a positive. Last night, the teams around us didn't win either.
Yeah,
which was good for us.
Oh yes.
So Altrincham took a knock and Sutton took a knock. Senators had a very good weekend.
Senators has an excellent weekend, but so did Hull. So you've now got in 5th position the Senators on 19 points, but Hull have flying, 15 games, 22 points, which actually, if they win their game in hand, puts them on level points with the Wild, who are second on 24. Sutton have got 2 games in hand on 14 games and 23 points, so they're very much in the driving seat at the moment.
Well, someone had a theory about Hull's meteoric rise. They haven't lost the game since that gentleman passed away.
Oh, well, Ricky will probably be watching them very much so.
I think actually Ricky's on the ice. I think he's actually another player.
One? The heart of Ricky is in every single player at Hull. I will say that from personal knowledge. Everybody who knew Ricky Barker, he was such a cracking guy, and yeah, every game is for Ricky, for both the Jets, the Pirates, every team playing out of Hull. They'll all be playing for Ricky every game. It's just in their being.
Yeah, so it could be this year, could be Hull's year.
Yeah, well, I mean, they have flown high. They've flown high in the past in both D2 and especially even in D1. They've had some absolutely top players who've gone on to bigger and better things. 2 are actually currently in the Elite League. Well, 3 of them in the Elite League. I'm trying to think where. I think Kev Phillips, I think he's at Guildford, I think. I need to check that one when I've put a song on. But yeah, there's Kev Phillips, Davy Phillips, and Stevie Lee, all from the Hull system. It's 3 that come to mind at the moment. So
well, I got a comment last night on Messenger after the game from Simon. Frustrating ice hockey, isn't it? I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
You think you've done enough and you've played hard and you've got there, and it just goes away from you. And you have a fantastic against this thing. And then you have sort of games where you didn't quite work out for you.
I mean, last night the guys took the gamble. It was 5. They were 4-5, and it was 8 seconds left.
Yeah, it was
59-52, empty net goal. I mean, you take the chance to face us down in the opposition's zone. You're on the attack. You pull the goal. You go for the extra attacker, and it's all about keeping control of the puck. They were trying. It got loose. Empty net goal. So, I sort of always put a positive spin on it in a manner of speaking, that it's actually a 5-4 plus empty netter.
Oh yeah, because empty net really is just the Russian roulette, isn't it?
It's the insurance that sort of, well, I mean, lose by 1, you lose by 2.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So.
Yeah, I've said it before. I've seen a team. It was actually the Hull Stingrays who pulled their goalie twice to level a match. which you don't often see pulled twice to score 2
No.
in the final 2 minutes.
It's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah. So, hockey is hockey. There's life, and then there is hockey. And I think we're going to take a little break for a song. Now, you've got a choice. You can have Iggy Pop or Focus.
Focus.
Oh, you want Focus?
Please.
Let's have a bit of magic then. A little bit of Hocus Pocus. And this is Time to Go Wild Radio here on Halton Community Radio 92.3. And now on Time to Go Wild Radio, it is time to sit back and relax and enjoy Mike Marr's Monday Mantra.
This weekend was a tough one for the boys. Saturday, we didn't turn up, and we can't afford to do that against the hard-working Sheffield team. Sunday night, I feel we looked the sharper team, but our discipline let us down by taking silly penalties, which Hull took full advantage of. Lesson to be learned, boys: don't take silly penalties.
Again next week for more wise words on Mike Marr's Monday Mantra. Okay, let's have a quick refresh of what's going on in the What's On guide. So don't forget your Widnes Wild reminders for widneswild.co.uk for all your Puckers pals. If you want to join up with Puckers pals and get some details, check out the helpers on a match night, and you can sign up for Puckers pals at home games. Our sponsors zone through the community pages. You can check out all the details if you want to take up a bit of sponsorship. There's other options aside of title sponsors, things like MVP, put drops, match night sponsorship, and many, many more. And of course, in the fan zone, you've got your highlights podcast, season ticket memberships, and Wild One stuff. And of course, your own and loans, which we've only got 3: Nick Manning's warm up and Carl Haslam's away and warm up. And there's a lot of shirts gone this year, which has been really good on the own and loan. Don't forget, £75 for a game, £60 for a warm up. All details on widnesworld.co.uk.
And coming up are the fixtures for the following weeks. Sunday the 3rd of December, the Widnes Wild women are at home to the MK Falcons. The following week, Sunday the 10th of December, the Widnes Wild are at home to the Bradford Bulldogs. On the same day, the MK Falcons host the Women's Wild team away, and face-off for that match is 18:30. Sunday the 17th, the following week, we are away to the Sutton Sting. That'll be an interesting game. Face off at 16:15. The same week, the women are away to the Nottingham Vipers. That's the 17th of December at 17:30 face off. And just before Christmas, Saturday 23rd, the Bradford Bulldogs host the Widnes Wild face off at 5. Just in time for curry after the match. All Widnes Wild games at home face off at 5:30 p.m.
I'm getting a bit hungry thinking about curry.
Yeah, it's just Christmas curry. It's just, you've got to do it.
I think we're having a curry tomorrow in work. A treat for having a good run on things in work. So curries are always good. Now, thoughts on the weekend? You were at both games.
Both games, we didn't start very well first period. We were slow, and you can't give teams 2 and 3 goal leads.
Because
you're coming back from you got to work hard to get 3 goals back. I mean, we did it on Sunday. And then it went away from us again, which is unfortunate.
Yeah,
And or as Simon says, frustrating.
You look at the period scores. I mean, it was 0-2, 4-1, 0-3, and it's that third period in the end that killed us off at 0-3.
Yeah,
but on 0-2 plus empty netter. But still, I mean, the shots on goal actually were pretty even, period on period, and at the end, 36 on Phil Crosby and 37 on Dean Bowater.
Yeah. I mean, the shot count at the Senators, I would take issue with, because we peppered their goal in the third period. Literally peppered it, and some of the shots weren't being recorded, I don't think. Or if it hit the goalkeeper once in a 2 rebounds, I think it was going down as a 1.
We've got, here we go, 9 in the first, 17 in the second, and 16 in the third.
Yeah, no, 16 in the third is way off. We tried really hard that third period, and they snicked a goal at the end.
Yeah, it's one of those unfortunate ones. Where's the score? Yeah, 58-55, even-handed goal, and it's just one of those things where sometimes games just don't quite catch you, and they slip away.
I mean, the previous time when we played at the Senators, the result was that we came back from behind and we got 3-2, didn't we? So, also 3-2, yes. So, it's one of those things. It's just, I don't think it's frustrating as a fan, because you can see things going on, and you can probably see things from your perch in the roof.
Yeah.
And you're going, no, go there. No, this.
Oh yeah.
Go on the back door. No, please, come on, just.
Mind you, there's sometimes I didn't see Kyle's goal last night. All I saw was them go towards the goal, and next thing I saw the red light went on.
Kyle's goal was phenomenal, and I said that it should be goal of the season, because the skill and time that he had to actually do anything was so rapid. His reactions and where he was going to put it, he was going to score whatever was going to go on.
It's in mind for me, it's joint. It's a competition at the moment between that one, because of how pretty it was as a finish. Simple, I mean, it looked simple, but it was a crash the goal backhand lift, and Matty Barlow's goal, which was through the legs and then lift and in.
Yes.
And it's like, ooh, it's going to be a tough one for people to pick their favourite of the season.
Isn't it interesting? That's 2 new players who've got superb opportunist goals.
Well, actually, Ratty's goal last night was also very pretty, and it was so quick I didn't see it, and you watch the highlight replay, and that again was a lovely finish, a lovely backhand lift, and as he crashed the goal. So while we're talking a few stats, I'm going to hit this button, because it brings us in nicely to a few stats I've been looking up, for those of you who want to be a bit of a stato. And I said earlier about the leagues, and looking quickly at the Elite Ice Hockey League, it's actually quite a tight league so far. You've got 8 from 10th to 1st, there's only 8 points separating them.
From 10th to 1st, 8 points.
10th to 1st, only 8 points.
That's
Coventry on 19, Belfast on 27.
That's not a bad league, is it?
I mean,
that shows that all teams have got an even chance.
Dundee on 13 and Edinburgh on 6. But the thing is, there's a mismatch in the games, because to give it a spin, you've got Coventry with 19 games and 19 points. And then you've got Nottingham and Belfast on 27 points each. Belfast with 17 games played. Sorry, Belfast with 21 games played, and Nottingham with 17 games played. But, 19 to 21 in games and 19 to 27 in points. It's actually quite tight. So if you want to have a look at D1, from 7th to 1st, there's 9 points. That's quite tight.
It's very tight, isn't it?
And then in D2,
our league's very tight.
6th to 1st, it's 9 points again.
Yeah.
So anything can happen.
There's not anyone romping away with it this year, is there?
Not at the moment. And you've got teams. The team of the moment who is actually on fire for me is the Hull Jets.
Yes.
They're absolutely taking everything by storm. So, yeah, it's totally surprising. I was chatting to Andy Dainty after the match last night. He was floating.
Well, it would, because he's been working hard, hasn't he, to get the team gelling.
Yeah, they've had
they've had a pretty torrid couple of years. And to get a few additional good players in has helped.
Yeah.
And but teams who've actually done the discipline and know how a system works is actually showing dividend, which is all good.
Yeah. In terms of some other stats, now one stat I can't understand is some of the goalie stats, and there's a goaltender who's actually got 100%, which is Cameron Glaspie from Sutton, but I'm not sure how that one's come about. But taking the NIHL D2 stats for goaltenders, your top goaltender is actually Nick Winters from Sutton on a 97% after 7 games. Then you've got Declan Ryan, 94.8% on 8 games.
Yeah.
But nipping at his heels is a certain Matt the Cat Croyle, 94.03% after 12 games.
No, Matt's a good goalkeeper.
So, yeah, Phil on 90.98 after 14 games. Which, excuse my coughing, but it's not bad. And in terms of our players, our top point scorer, points that is Stewie Brill, 33 points. But our top goal scorer is Ollie Barron with 17 goals. He's on third with 15 assists for 32. And then Nick Manning, 8 goals, 15 assists for 23. And our top D-man for points is Pav, 4 goals, 11 assists. So, yes.
Yeah, Pav's getting more involved with shooting from the blue line these days, isn't he?
Well, 2 of those goals were from a previous game, if I remember rightly. And just to round things off, top penalty minute taker in the D2. Answers on a postcard. Come on, who is it? Top penalty.
Would it be someone who plays for Altrincham?
It is.
Joe Greaves.
122 penalty minutes. And that's a long way in the lead, that 122 penalty minutes.
And we're not even halfway through the season yet.
Nope. So I should have for balance for next week. I'll look up how many penalty minutes the top wild penalty takers got. And if we spot it before the end of the show, we'll let you know.
Well, yes.
So, should we have a little bit more music? I fancy the Knack. Do you think?
Yeah, carry on.
My Sharona. It's time to go Wild Radio here on Halton Community Radio 92.3. Helps if you hit the faders in the right order. Time for a couple of newsy items. What's going on around the leagues? Their clan has signed Kale Tanaka, former Hull Stingray, Dundee Stars and Coventry Blaze player, if I remember rightly, on a trial basis. So best of luck to Kale. Marit Virden has left the Edinburgh Capitals for family health reasons. Tom's Rutkiss has joined the Cardiff Devils full-time after being on a 2-way contract with the Swindon Wildcats. And at the weekend, a big call-up for 2 players. Hull Pirates' Lee Bonner got called up to the Manchester Storm, and Andy McKinney from former Guildford Flame is on a trial apparently with the club. So that's really good for them. November 22nd saw the first trial of the England Under-17s women's squad. All the feedback from that has been looking really good and positive from that, and wish them all the best as they go on. And some big wild news. Mike Biff Mauer and Matt the Cat Croyle both graduated from uni.
Yeah.
Congratulations to both of
I
them.
was talking to Mike at the weekend because he did have a bit of an injury to his nose.
Oh, yeah.
And I did ask him, had he had his pictures taken? And he said, luckily, yes. So I said his rugged look could have been enhanced, but he has had his pictures taken before the...
It did look very, very unpretty. I said to him, who did you upset?
Was nasty.
Yeah, well, it was very nasty. He said he saw part of his nose part hanging off. And 2 more bits. We've got Mikey Gilbert getting the Player of the Month for October.
Yep.
Congrats to
well
him.
Deserved.
for those people who want to vote for the Player of the Month, keep an eye on social media, and it'll be run through the supporters clubs Facebook and Twitter feeds. And finally, and a big shout out to everybody who's been taking part in the Widnes Wild's 50-50 draws. And it was £106 the prize pot this week.
I think that was the highest.
So
it's been averaging nearly the 100 per week, which is not bad.
Yeah, considering the size of the crowd, 106 quid. Yeah. That's a really good going. So yeah.
And Bez's mum was really pleased. Sheila Hughes was most appreciative of the money to help Bez come to training across the bridge.
But you know, it's you got, as they say, you got to be in it to win it. So yeah, that's really good from everybody taking part in the 50-50 draws at Widnes War Games. If you got to be in it to win it, you never know, you could get lucky. Final little shout out now to all the main sponsors we've got on the Widnes Wild website. We've got RTL Recycle Technology Limited, our title sponsor, Sprakes & Son of Widnes, Top Print, HPT Hemsec Panel Technologies, if I can get my teeth in, Umami, who look after the website, and the UK Sepsis Trust, who are the sponsors of our penalty boxes. And Stevie Asp, I'm not getting splinters for sitting on the fence. No, it's called the art of diplomacy, mate. But yeah, we'd like you to get in touch. You can contact us through Twitter, Facebook, and of course through texts if you want to get a quicker message to us. I'll find the number again somewhere. Here's the number: 07716 672 874. Start your text with TTGW.
And if you actually wanted to not sit on the fence, if you look at some of the Twitter replies from the weekend, which we can't possibly comment on, they make interesting reading.
We can comment on them. We just have to say that they're from other people, which they are. I think I better hit this button. Because it's quiz time. And crikey, it's 1:15, and we haven't even done this yet. It's time for our weekly quiz, courtesy of the EIHA. You make the call. And the answer to last week's Quiz of the Rules. So, starting with question 1. How many alternate captains can we have? And the answer, Doug, if you've spotted it?
2.
It is 2, yes. We're only allowed 2, plus we have to name a captain.
And we do.
So you can't run with 3 assistants. You have to have somebody as a designated captain. And up to 2 assistants. The second one, can a captain argue a penalty? And our survey says...
No player.
No. They can chat to the referee about it, but technically a player who argues a call can get a misconduct penalty. And the final one, if both a captain and an alternate are on the ice at the same time, who is allowed to talk to the ref? Now, the rule is only the captain, but I've seen it the other way.
There is another rule stating that if a player is penalised, they cannot talk to the referee about an interpretation of the rules. So if your captain has been penalised and the alternate's on the ice, the captain can't talk to the referee, the alternate can.
But the advantage of having the alternates and everything is so that people can actually leave the bench to talk to officials as and when needed for penalty calls. So, yeah, it's one of those strange ones which always used to flummox me when you used to see the player coach, the captain, the assistant captain, and a player hoarding around a referee.
You just need one.
Yeah, but they already did it in every game for every single call.
Well, that's just going... That's being silly.
Well, so... Like I say, if you've got any comments on this week's, you've got a few minutes to get your answers and your thoughts in. So, question 1. Here we go. Shall I do this one?
Go on then.
Here we go.
They're not coming up on my computer.
Oh, well, I'll do them. You can do a bounce off of me.
Yes.
All right. During a face-off in the defensive zone, who should place the stick on the ice first, the defending or the attacking player?
Defending.
I think it's the defending player as well. I think it has something to do with the attacking player getting face-off in the defensive zone.
Defending.
The attacking player. I think it's the attacking player.
Okay.
But I did read about that one once. Right. Okay. I'll look forward to the There is an explanation for this one. I'm trying to remember who gets the advantage. Sometimes it's the home team, and sometimes it's whichever way around. I can't remember now. Well, anyway, an attacking player is assessed a misconduct penalty in the attacking zone, where is the resulting face-off. It's a misconduct. Would that be a 10-minute misconduct or a 2-minute misconduct?
Must be misconduct. Must be 10.
So where's the penalty? Where's the face-off go?
Face-off would be in the opposite zone.
I would assume so.
Because otherwise, what's the advantage?
Right, here we go. A linesman sees an injured player on the ice. Can he stop play?
I would say yes.
So would I.
Because, merely because, if the referee hasn't spotted the injured player, because he's concentrating on the game, in his zones that he's looking at, and they're operating one lines on one end and one lines on the other end, and the referee's trawling between the two, then of course you've got to stop it because the guy needs assistance.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a genuine injury of some sort, like last night, a player there was a collision and the player's down.
Two players injured, and it was actually nice that Tom Ratty went over and made sure the other guy was okay, because it was just
it was a collision.
It was nothing nasty. It was just a collision.
Sort of collision and flailing bits when the collision happened. There's sort of a bit of a clumsy
people do
coming together, but yeah,
trying to stand upright. That was the trouble.
Yeah,
looking a bit like Bambi on ice, both of them.
So there we go. That's this week's You Make the Call. Don't forget you can check things out on the EIHA website every week, eiha.co.uk. Oh, now
we do have an additional one. To add.
Is this from Saturday night?
It's from Saturday night, yes.
I've had a look at the game sheet for that one, so
yes,
I'll give an interpretation.
We might have the answer to this.
Yes.
But on Saturday night, there appeared to be a problem with the penalties, the person in the penalty box being released early, and the penalty on the clock continued with an empty penalty box. And the matter was drawn to the attention of the referee, and Colin has spotted why it wasn't incorrect, it was correct.
Well, I wasn't at the game, so I'm only judging this from the game sheet, but the penalties looked like it was 2+2 on the Sheffield goaltender and 2 minutes on Mikey Gilbert, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, the game sheet won't come up at the moment. So if I've interpreted it right, and the clock was reading 2 minutes on Sheffield's side of the clock, and nothing on the Widnes side of the clock.
Now there was 2 minutes for Mikey on the Widnes side,
and 2 minutes on their side.
Hold on, no, it wasn't, because it was a concurrent, so they didn't have anything on the clock, because it was 5-on-4.
If they were playing 5-on-4 coincidental, with a coincidental penalty on Mikey and the first 2 minutes, therefore it's only a 2-minute minor in the bin.
Well, there you go.
And that's I am only saying that's my interpretation of the game sheet. I wasn't at the game. I was looking at the game sheet, and Doug was explaining to me, and a few people explained to me yesterday about this, and that's the only reason I would say that only a 2-minute minor was actually served in the bin rather than 4 minutes. So it can be confusing when you get coincidental penalties, and it's always a tricky one to balance off. I was at the whole Pirates visiting D-side Dragons game a couple of months back, and there was I may have misinterpreted how a penalty was sat in the bin, and on reflection, looking at it, it probably was sat correctly, but it's the fact that a player had left the ice as part of the penalty call, leaving people short-handed in a different way, but the way in which that penalty was, there was no point in the player sitting in the bin.
No, if he needs attention.
Well, he'd been ejected basically because he got a 10, so there was no point. He was never going to come back out, so there's no point in putting anyone in the bin. He may as well just leave the ice, because he's got not enough minutes to come back out. But the way in which the penalty was set up,
it didn't look as though there was anything setting the penalty.
Yeah, so there are times where it does get confusing. But if you have any questions, send them in. Our interpretations are our interpretations, but if you have answers as well, or your interpretations, then drop us a shout here at Time to Go Wild Radio.
Well, we do know that the people who run the You Make the Call question quizzes follow us. We were wondering if we would take some questions.
Well, there's the gauntlet's been put out to you. But we do like extra bits of news articles and things, especially like the You Make the Call. It does help for fans old and new to see how things are interpreted, particularly where there are variations from a standard IIHF rule.
Yes.
So where things like the helmet penalty, well, the helmet call, in some leagues you'd often see a goaltender sat on the bench, the backup goaltender with just a baseball cap on. Whereas in the EIHA leagues, they have to have some kind of helmet.
Yeah.
And depending upon the league and the level and the league code, depends the kind of helmet that they have to wear as a bare minimum. It can be anything from a full face cage or a goaltender mask to a mask with a half visor, depending upon the age. And I was actually chatting with Mark Gillingham the other day, and he was saying about the helmet rule. And there was the rule years ago about helmets and half visors used to be, once you got above a certain age, you could go without a half visor.
All right.
And then all of a sudden, a load of players who wore no visor had to start wearing half visors because the rule changed. It became a year. And I think something like 1971 or 1972 springs to mind. I can stand corrected, but if I remember rightly, at least in Britain, it was a year quoted.
Yeah.
And once you were born, if you were born before that year and been playing,
you had to have half a visor.
You could play without a visor. Once that year and that particular date came in, it was the minimum you could go down to was a half visor.
Well, it's only player safety after all, isn't it?
Oh yeah, mind you, I've seen some times where the puck's actually gone up and got stuck between the visor and the face.
Oh yes.
And that can be very, very unpretty.
There was one I saw where was it Jacob Corson-Heron was sitting on the bench, and the puck hit him and got lodged just under the eye.
Ouch.
So it caught between the visor and his thing. And although he had a broken cheek, he wanted to carry on. But that was Jacob. So
that's hockey players.
Yes.
That's just hockey players. I mean, that's what they do. Well, we've only got a few minutes left for another edition of Time to Go Wild Radio. We're coming to the end. So, looking forward to the next game, which is, of course...
Well, there's actually...
the women's game this
women's
weekend.
Game, we'll plug the women's game because I think we should support the women where we can. This year has been difficult because a lot of the games where the women play, we play as well.
Yeah, we had to miss the last game because of a clash.
We have clashes. So anyone who wants to come along Sunday the 3rd of December, come along to the Widnes Ice Rink and watch the Widnes Wild women play the MK Falcons. I'm sure they will appreciate your support.
Yes, I mean, Amanda said to you, did she, about they were missing people because we'd all gone to Altrincham.
Yeah.
And all being well, I'll be there.
They enjoy it because it does actually make a difference.
Oh, yeah, and it also scares the bejeebers out of the opposition as well.
Yes, you have fans.
What? So, yeah, fans, music, people shouting and...
Yeah.
And yeah, every little counts. So we will be catching you after the Widnes Wild women's game next Monday. I'll be back this Thursday from 9 here on HCR with Musical Mayhem on Cole's Box of Delights. And Time to Go Wild Radio will be back next Monday night from 7. So I think that's it for another week.
And good night.
And we're going to play out with a little bit of Iggy Pop, I think, if I can get the mouse in the right place. Helps if you use the right mouse. And The Passenger. Till next week, ta-ra.